That TKO finish.
Due to peer pressure, Pereira became an alcoholic very young. Later, to escape the addiction, he began taking kickboxing lessons in 2009. In kickboxing, Pereira was a Glory middleweight and light heavyweight champion, which made him the only man to hold 2 Glory titles simultaneously. Israel Adesanya suffered a devastating first defeat at middleweight to lose his belt to old kickboxing rival Alex Pereira in a classic UFC 281 showdown. The Brazilian, in only his 4th fight in the organization, looked on course to lose a decision before he plucked victory from the jaws of defeat and delivered a late TKO. Madison Square Garden erupted as Mark Goddard stepped in to prevent any more punishment, some felt prematurely. Alex Pereira knocked Sean Strickland out just halfway through the first round of their fight at UFC 276 by delivering a fierce left hook. The Brazilian, who is best known for beating Israel Adesanya twice during their kickboxing days, validated himself as a legitimate title contender on Saturday night. Speaking after the middleweight bout at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Pereira called out Adesanya, claiming he deserves the fight after beating the No. 4 in the ranking. Alex Pereira makes his long-awaited UFC debut at UFC 268. The historic Madison Square Garden will play host to the entrance of the former Glory kickboxing champion as he faces off against Andreas Michailidis. Pereira opens up with a flying knee and gets it. Michailidis falls to the ground. Referee doesn't stop it right away. Pereira lands some blows on the ground to put an end to the show. Bruno Silva burst onto the UFC scene in a big way, banking 3 straight knockout wins and announcing himself as a future middleweight contender for fans to keep tabs on. Those victories set Silva up with a bout against the highly touted Alex Pereira earlier in the year, and Pereira would go on to hand Silva his first UFC defeat by unanimous decision. Although the fight didn't go how Silva wished, he knew facing a striker of Pereira's caliber would be a challenge that he could learn from, regardless of the result. On January 23, 2016, Alex Pereira defeated Marcelo Cruz via first-round KO. Pereira was 28 years old with a record of 1 finish wins. Alex Pereira, 33, had been competing as the Glory middleweight champion kickboxer, but returned to cage fighting for his first MMA bout in 4 years, beating Thomas Powell in the first round at Park City in Kansas. With 1 minute left on the clock in the opening frame, Pereira threw a head kick, which Powell blocked with his forearm. After resetting and spotting an opening, Pereira landed a crisp, short-range left hook, which sent Powell crashing to the canvas, seemingly knocked out before he had even hit the deck. Pereira vs. Blachowicz served as the co-main event of UFC 291 in Salt Lake City. Powell moved up in weight after dropping the UFC middleweight championship to Israel Adesanya in their MMA rematch back in April. Pereira emerged victorious over Blachowicz, but it was far from easy. He nabbed the split nod, and Blachowicz feels he was robbed. On May 21, 2016, Alex Pereira defeated Marcus Vinicius da Silveira via second-round TKO. Pereira was 28 years old with a record of 2 finish wins. In October 2015, Powell made his professional MMA debut against Kemuel Otoni at Jungle Fight 85. Otoni was 3-0 at the time, all finishes, and looking to capitalize on Pereira's name value. In the 3rd round, the former 2-division Glory champion learned a lesson about the grappling aspect of fighting, leading to a rear-naked choke loss. Through the first 9 minutes, it was a very close contest. Pereira attacked Adesanya's legs. Adesanya wasn't as cautious as he was in their last contest, not looking to outpoint Pereira. Adesanya was looking for the finish. When it looked like Pereira had hurt Adesanya, his leg was giving out, Adesanya exploded from covering up, blasting Pereira with a right hand. A few more follow-up shots, and Pereira was out cold, and Adesanya was the first two-time middleweight champion in organizational history.